Коллеги, мы продолжаем, и сейчас у нас англоязычная секция в нашем дне белого SEO. Первым докладчиком является маркетинг-директор сервиса конкурентного анализа Similarweb Ariel Rosenstein. Я передаю Ариэлю слово. Ari, you can start.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Ariel Rosenstein, and I am the Senior Marketing Director at Similarweb. And I'd like to talk to you today about competitive intelligence for SEO. So what do? We are a competitive intelligence company. We are a startup. We actually have offices all over the world, including Kiev, Tel Aviv, New York, London. We're one of the fastest growing companies in Europe. We won the Red Herring Top 100 Award this year for being the fastest growing. And we measure the digital world, which means that we know what's going on with every website and every mobile application. So behind that, we can see all of the traffic and get that understanding about keywords and SEO and the importance of it that helps many, many thousands and millions of SEO users who use our platform on a daily basis. How do we collect the data? So before I go into all of the tips and tricks, I just want to be clear about how we get our data. We have four main data sources. At the top, you can see that we have a crawler where we crawl and map the web, and we also have an international panel where we directly measure over 100 million different devices. On the second level, we buy data from different internet service providers, and we have a direct measurement set, which is close to 40,000 different websites now that connect their Google Analytics to us. And these websites do it because we can either verify them, which I encourage everybody to do, and you can go and see the actual statistics for your website on Similarweb to help increase your presence and your marketing. Or you can connect anonymously, which improves our accuracy in your country and in your industry. So here's some of our customers from all over the world across all different industries. E-commerce, internet, mobile, you can see. And the media uses our data extensively. So if you search the media and look for Similarweb, you'll see many different stories based on Similarweb data, which give the insights about what's happening online. So the question is, and this is the most important question I think for everybody watching, how important is SEO? And it's always a challenge, SEO, I know. I started actually in SEO 10 years ago for a very small agency that got bought by a very big agency eventually. Justifying the cost of SEO. Everybody wants it, but it's kind of, this magical thing. You have to work and work and work, and it takes a while to see results. There's nothing like instantaneous that happens. But if you need to justify why you exist to your boss, to your company, here's why. This is the data for all of the websites combined for the entire world. And what do we see? We see that direct traffic, 43%, is the largest. So what does that mean? It means that when people visit websites, half the time they know where they're going. And that's great. People know the websites. You go to the same websites. You go to Facebook. You go to Google. You go to Yandex. You know where you're going half the time. The other half the time, you need some kind of reference to push you there. Maybe it's an email from an existing website. Maybe it's a referral from an affiliate or a link that you read in an article. But we can see here the biggest driver of new traffic to websites is search engine traffic. 26%, bigger than any other channel online. 5 times more important than social, 10 times more important than display ads. SEO is where it's at. And the next question I'm sure you're going to ask is, well, how much of that is paid? How much is SEO? And that's my next slide. 97% of that is SEO. Organic search is the #1 traffic driver to websites when it comes to traffic. You need to do SEO, and you need to do it well, which is why everybody is here listening to me and all of these great hosts. And I want to share with you how you can use competitive intelligence to do a better job with SEO. So #1, I've pulled a few different concepts, high level. I've consolidated lots of different data points, and then we'll jump into the platform, and I'll show you some different tactics that we can do. So here's the strategies at a very high level. #1, it's the importance of a strong blog. So we did an analysis of the top marketing blogs, and this is by no way a comprehensive list. And as a matter of fact, we had 200 different marketing blogs from all over the world. But we picked 10 here randomly towards the top of the list. And you can see Search Engine Land, the HubSpot blog, Social Media Examiner, Seth Godin, some of the bigger ones are there. And even for these very, very popular blogs, I heat mapped where the traffic comes from. And for the most part, at least half of the traffic is coming from the search engine vertical. We can see the importance of search. Having good, consistent content is the key to reaching your customers. And so blogs and having a blog on your website is one of the most important things that you can do for SEO. Being able to optimize and write towards your customers is a great way to present content which they'll find and Google will find very responsive, and therefore in turn will drive traffic to you. The other question I get asked a lot is, how important is mobile web? Because now you need to optimize not only for web surfers from desktop PC, but also from mobile, from tablets, from mobile devices. And the answer is now. The answer is mobile web is happening right now as we speak. In the United States, in November 2014, half a year ago, a little bit even more actually, for the first time we measured traffic to the google.com domain as more coming from mobile. That means more people searched at google.com from their mobile devices than they did from desktop devices. And we see that trend continuing. Globally, for google.com, we see that 46% of all the traffic to the Google domain, I'm not talking about the Google search app in your Android phones or on iPhones, I'm talking about the google.com domain. People open up their browser, they do a search, and they go to a search engine results page. They end up at that 46% of that traffic is now coming from mobile. And we did an analysis by industry of some of the leading industries, and we can see here, where which industries are leading, which industries are lagging. So we can see that the travel industry still relies a lot upon desktop traffic. In the high 60% for most of the sites, they're like Booking and TripAdvisor, because people still do their research. They open up their laptop, they boot up the PC, and they're doing their research from a desktop PC. Whereas in the shopping industry, it's already lower. Amazon, for example, is getting half their traffic from mobile. People are very comfortable going to Amazon and eBay and shopping direct from their iPads and their iPhones and their Android phones. AliExpress being the outlier there at 75% desktop traffic, because they're in a market acquisition stage where they're buying loads and loads of display advertising, so there's huge amounts of traffic that they're buying on desktop, which are kind of skewing their ratings. And then finally, on the finance side, we see that most people are still using desktop in finance. But we can see if you're selling things online, if you're shopping, if you have customers who shop online, that mobile web is one of the most important things that you can get ready for. And be ready for mobile web for SEO, and be ready with landing pages and responsive websites that all fit the mobile consumer. Sorry, wrong way. Now, using competitive intelligence for SEO. Here's the 4 areas of focus that I'm going to focus on. Number 1, understand who the industry leaders are. So I've built this inverted pyramid, and we're going to start from the highest level and work down the most important parts. So instead of working from the bottom up, we're going to start from the top down. We're going to start from the industry leaders. Then we're going to look at the trending industry keywords. We're going to look at some of the top competitors and new ways to find top competitors. And then we're going to look at the non-brand keywords, because those are the ones where you can really have an impact. So I'm going to jump out of my PowerPoint presentation here and jump into Similarweb PRO. So Anton is and WebPromoExperts are customers of ours, and I encourage everybody to check out Similarweb PRO. You can get a free demo anytime you want to at similarweb.com, and we also have loads of data for free, and I'll show you that in a minute. So if we want to start here with the industry analysis, I've already opened up the tab, and I filtered for a specific industry, for Germany and for the shopping industry. And so we can see that the industry leaders in terms of traffic share for all of that traffic going to shopping websites, we can see Amazon, eBay, Otto, Groupon, Idealio, Zalando, AliExpress. These are the leaders for total traffic. Now, what do the leaders know that we know as well? I've now filtered for the leaders in search engine traffic just coming from organic. And we see again the same list. So the leaders in any industry typically are the ones who can do the best job with SEO. Again, highlighting the importance of SEO for the entire world and for the entire market. So we can see here Amazon, eBay, Idealio, Otto, Zalando. These are the top websites, and they're the top ones getting traffic from SEO. They've optimized their sites and they know what they're doing. Now let's take a look at the industry. So here's the shopping industry, and now I've filtered for the United States. And now we're looking at search as a traffic source. All of the traffic coming from search engines and flowing to the different shopping sites. And what we can see here is here's all of the top keywords. And I've chosen the United States because my Russian and German is not that good. And I think there are examples that everybody can see. So we can see, one of the top search terms, of course, is the brand Amazon. But now let's take a look at just the organic. I'm filtering just for the organic keywords. And we see, okay, people tend to search for the same big brands. But now I'm going to sort by percentage change over the previous month. So if you want to get a head start and you want to understand, how to build SEO for things that have high traffic trends at certain points of the year, one of the best ways to do it is to sort by traffic change. So now we can see here's top news items such as the Confederate flag or Father's Day was a holiday in the United States that are rising this month greatly over last month, and we can see that they still have a pretty good chunk of market share, of traffic share for the entire industry. The PS4 dropped in price. We can see Lego, the Jurassic World movie, people wanting to buy Lego toys. And so we can start to filter through and we can sort and find the keywords that are trending in an industry, especially for wide-ranging blogs or e-commerce sites to understand what people are searching for before those keywords, really take effect. Now, let's go back here and take a look. We looked at industry leaders. We looked at the trending industry keywords. Now we want to find our top competitors. If we're looking at the pyramid going down, we're getting closer and closer to our website. We've looked at our industry. We've looked at our competitor. We've looked at the trending keywords. Now let's take a look at what's going on with our website. So let's take an example. And here I have an example of a website called Search Engine Journal. I'm sure most people are familiar with it. And I wanted to use this one because I wanted to find a website that everybody was familiar with. Search Engine Journal is an online news blog covering the search engine industry in English. And we can see here's their traffic over the last few months. And we can see how important search is to them. And if we go and we look at search, we'll be able to understand even deeper, and we'll do that in a second by comparing to other competitors. But the first thing that we want to do when finding our competitors is we want to take a look at what's the browsing behavior of our user. So let's say that I'm a competitor of Search Engine Land. I have a blog about search engine optimization. I need to compete with them. I want to know what other people are reading. So I'm going to open up audience interest in Similarweb, and I can see here's all of the other websites that within the same browsing session across the globe, users are checking in the same session that they check Search Engine Journal, ranked by affinity. So we can see Search Engine Watch, Search Engine Land, Search Engine Roundtable, and we can see here Rainmaker.fm. And I didn't know what Rainmaker.fm was, but we can see here that it is a digital marketing podcast network. And so now we can start to get ideas. Okay, podcasts. There's a great way to put some SEO-friendly content up. Make sure that you're indexing all your podcasts and reach people, because we can see here there's 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 even, very big search engine sites to compete with when it comes to content about search engine marketing in English. But already number 9 is a podcast. So it's a great way to get into the top 10 and say, okay, here's another medium of content, because now you have understanding about what people are doing within the same browsing session. They're reading and they're listening to news and information about how to do SEO better. The second thing we can do is we can look at competitors sorted by the keywords that drive traffic. So at Similarweb, I said that one of the ways that we collected data was we had our own crawlers, and we scrape those crawlers, and we also have scrapers that go through and scrape the search engine results pages, and we show, we can see all of the different websites that are getting traffic based off the same keywords that are driving traffic to Search Engine Journal. So here we can see that the Free Follower and Blog Tyrant and Bloggers Ideas, all ideas about blogging and less so SEO, are showing up in the same results that Search Engine Journal shows up for. So we can start to analyze these websites and build up a competitive analysis about the keywords that are driving them. And the other thing that we have at Similarweb is our own proprietary Similar Sites algorithm, which takes the web browsing data and the search engine data and our categories and combines them. And so we create an affinity, and we can show the likelihood of sites based off the similarity. And we see here all of the top SEO blogs are very similar to Search Engine Journal. And it's another way to look at competition via different channels driving traffic. And so now let's take a look at the competitors. So I've compared Search Engine Journal to Search Engine Land, Search Engine Watch, which we saw resulted in many of the different competitive lists when we did the analysis of Search Engine Journal on the last screen. And so if I scroll down here, we can see that both websites, when it comes to search engine traffic, are 100% organic. And now we could take a look at the tip of the pyramid. What are the top most important keywords for an industry? And we can compare up to 5 different competitors here. I kept 2 just to kind of keep it clean for this presentation. And we can see that here, for the keyword SEO, Search Engine Watch is taking 75% of the traffic share over Search Engine Journal. And we can see the strength of the different brand keywords. How Search Engine Journal is slightly stronger than Search Engine Watch. But number 3 actually is mobile get-in. The importance of mobile web, which I talked about earlier, is actually the 3rd most searched for term among these search engine blogs. So mobile is a very, very important issue. And if I was the person running these blogs, or I was the person in charge of the content, I would say, hey, we need to do a lot more content about mobile get-in. It's a big traffic driver. And especially if I'm Search Engine Journal, I need to do some catch-up here when it comes to Search Engine Watch. We can also see, how well they've SEO'd their own sites for things like SEO News or SEO Basics, which goes to Search Engine Watch. And we can go on and on and on. I have here 30,000 different keywords, which the SEO person could export, and these are all the organic keywords. So I hope I've given you a good overview of how you can use competitive intelligence in platforms like Similarweb or Similarweb to take a top-down approach and look at your entire industry all the way down to your most important keywords. And one thing that I want to encourage everybody to do is you can go to similarweb.com for free and look up any website. So if I wanted to look up Search Engine Journal, we can see here all of these different free statistics, including the top organic and paid keywords for every website. And so with that, Anton, I have finished my presentation. I want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time to listen today, and for Anton for pulling together this great White Hat SEO conference and opening up the questions.
The first question is about Similarweb SEO strategy. Do you have such?
Our own SEO strategy? Yes. we try and optimize for the keywords. We look at our competitors every day using using Similarweb to see which keywords are driving them traffic. And also, because we have our results page, I can show you, we try and drive traffic to the different results pages to get people into our funnel to help us increase our audience and our leads and drive leads for us.
Okay, the next one question is about buying links. Do you buy links for Similarweb.com?
Do we buy links? Yeah. We don't buy links. We try and focus on content. We are in a very lucky position that because we provide data, and like I showed you all of the data from the media, we focus more on distributing content, and we're working actually hiring more content people to write about different data-driven stories, which include links to Similarweb and the different results pages on our websites in order to get our links and our SEO traffic.
Okay, thank you.